Yo, what's good, YouTube? ZAMCRO here, aka Scoot, back with the UBC. We have Season 8, week number 3, and we have the Blackmont Raikougars, coached by yours truly, taking on the New York Greninjas, coached by Nova. So, this is a different Nova. Nova new to me. I don't know him. But he is 1-1. We are 1-1. So, both of us looking for our second win. And, we have prepared fairly well. Um, I feel really confident in the squad, despite his team being very, very scary. So as you can see on screen, he's got the Landorus, Therian, Tapu Fini, Mega Kangaskhan, Volcarona, Ferrothorn, Kyurem, Uxie, Alolan Persian, Seismitoad, Rotom, Ghost, and the Volibee. So very scary squad. His Z-move user is Landorus Therian, and our squad is Mega Lopunny, Clefable, Necrozma, Superior, Alolan Muck, Salamence, Milotic, Licky Licky, Fortress, Oricorio, all forms, and the Rhydon, where our Z-move user is Salamence, Oricorio, and the Rhydon. So, yeah, Landorus, huge threat. Swords Dance, Double Dance, Z-move, Stealth Rocks, Defensive Pivot. Landorus can do lots of things. Excuse me. And he's very good at what he does. Whatever role he needs to provide for the team, he's very good at said role. And yeah, just a very, very threatening mon overall. Tapu Fini, another mon that's really good in this matchup. But we do have ways to open up holes for some of our other offense versus a Tapu Fini, such as with Superior or blowing a Z move or just weakening it with the Mega Lopunny, so that Salamence could potentially clean up in the late game or something like that. I don't fear it in terms of offensive capability, but in terms of a defensive mon, it's kind of annoying. Mega Kangaskhan is a huge threat offensively. Don't necessarily have a fantastic switch in, so I opted to not even bring a switch in. More like semi-checks, something like Rocky Helmet, Milotic, and Intimidate, Salamence, things like that. Don't really have a primary answer to it. Just playing around with Rocky Helmet, Intimidate, bulky enough on my Clefable and my Superior to survive hits and things like that. So, Mega Kangaskhan is a huge, huge threat. So, yeah, having Mega Lopunny to revenge kill that in our slot 1 was really, really nice with Drain Punch. Be able to OHKO it from full, unless it's bulky, in which case I would need some prior damage on it. But, yeah, nonetheless, we could come in with Mega Lopunny, click Fake Out, enter Drain Punch, which is fantastic for us. Again, our opponent actually doesn't have solid switch-ins to Mega Lopunny. I guess Tapu Fini, but it doesn't have reliable recovery, and Landorus, but it has to watch out for the Ice Punch, which I am packing. So, yeah, Volcarona, huge, huge, huge threat. Fantastic Pokemon, Quiver Dance, Will-O-Wisp, Bug Buzz. One of the better Pokemon in the format if supported well, and it looks really good on this squad, paired with Tapu Fini, Ferrothorn, Landorus, Mega King, so on and so forth. Looking very, very threatening. So definitely wanted to prepare for that, didn't want it to be overwhelmed. And he's got the Ferrothorn as well, which could potentially bring hazard stacks, so I definitely wanted to be prepared and have some kind of defog options. He's got Kyurem, which could be annoying, can set up on things like Serp and Milotic if I'm not packing coverage. He's got Uxie, which is a defensive pivot, really, really solid, very, very bulky. Gets up Stealth Rocks, can U-turn out, has potential to knock off and Thunder Wave. Lots of utility in just that one alone. Next up, Alolan Persian. Another threatening Pokemon with the Parting Shot can be very, very annoying. Switches in really well to things like Necrozma and Alolan Muck, as well as being a way to reliably revenge kill a Salamence with a Choice Scarf Foul Play, which could be cool if my opponent decides to bring that. He's got Seismitoad, which isn't threatening offensively. I can always switch into Serp or Milotic, take any hit, and either Toxic with the Milotic or just fire off a Leaf Storm with Superior. And Rotom, this guy's been using Rotom pretty well. I'm actually not bringing Rhydon, which is my only ground type, so Volt Switch spam could be annoying, but I do have Serp, which can avoid damage from electric type moves. At least it resists anyway. And Mega Lopunny being immune to the ghost type, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. I don't really see Volibee coming. However, it could be brought as a way to check something like Necrozma, Superior, and the Alolan Mug. So he could bring it. I'm not sure if he will or not. Anyways, going over our squad, we've got Mega Lopunny. We've got enough speed to outpace the Alolan Persian with an adamant nature, 196 EVs in attack, so that we can always Oko Landorus without an Intimidate. Like if we come in after he's already in, we can Oko him with Ice Punch if he's max HP, and Return is a potential 3-hit KO on Tapu Fini if he's just max HP. Fake Out is there, really nice to be able to get some chip damage off on Volcarona if he does get a Quiver Dance up and is able to somehow bypass my checks, which we'll get into later on, and for potential Choice Scarf users, so that's really nice. Drain Punch is really nice too. It's better than High Jump Kick in this match because I don't necessarily need High Jump Kick to break through things like Mega King, Ferrothorn, and Kyurem, all of which are pretty much the only Pokemon that I will be clicking Drain Punch versus. Oh, and the Alolan Persian, I suppose. Got the Limber ability pre-Mega so that we can avoid being paired, potentially, I suppose. Next up, we've got Clefable, and this is an interesting Clefable set. We're rocking a Life Orb Magic Guard variant with a Modest Nature, with 108 special attack EVs, max HP, 36 defense EVs, and 116 speed EVs, so that in the options that he brings, something like Seismitoad, I will outpace it. I will outpace Volibee, so on and so forth. Unless they have speed investment as well, in which case I've wasted bulk elsewhere. But I do have a little bit of defense investment, can potentially take a hit from Kang or Landorus if I have to. And yeah, I got this Life Orb Modest Moonblast. Hits pretty much his entire squad outside of Volcarona and Ferrothorn, which I do have Flamethrower for the Ferrothorn and a Hidden Power Rock for the Volcarona. And our last move being Moonlight for longevity. We can roost up, basically recover up with Moonlight and get back to a reasonable amount of HP before attacking again, if the situation calls for it. A very cool set, kind of a lure set to maybe chip down Tapu Fini if he thinks he can sit in there and 1v1 me or something like that, or to just eliminate something like Volcarona off the top. Like if he doesn't expect it, I can maybe catch him off guard with Hidden Power Rock, and it blows through things like Volibee and Kyurem. Otherwise, I don't really enjoy switching in on those ones. I mean, I don't enjoy switching on. I can't take 2 Ice Beams from Kyurem anyway, especially if it's like Metronome or Life Orb or something like that. Yeah, he just blows through me. But in terms of it, like if I was to lead off with Clefable and he led off with Kyurem, I could just click Moonblast and he's gonna drop no matter what, because of my special attack investment and the Life Orb damage. And I can actually disguise my Life Orb with the Magic Guard ability, which is pretty cool. Next up we have Serp, which is a Leaf Storm Hidden Power Substitute Synthesis set. It's kind of situational, but it could be really, really good. And we're rocking the Hidden Power Fire for the Ferrothorn. Debated between Hidden Power Rock and Hidden Power Fire because of how scary and threatening Volcarona is, but ultimately decided, since I do have reliable checks in the back that we'll get into later, ultimately decided on Hidden Power Fire for Superior with Sub and Synthesis. Like I mentioned, we are running a Timid Nature, enough speed to outpace Volcarona and the Mega Kangaskhan, enough HP and defense and special defense investment to take hits from Tapu Fini, Mega Kangaskhan, even Landorus if I have to, with enough special attack investment to always Oko Landorus Therian with Leaf Storm into a +2 Leaf Storm if he's not Scarf. And if he is Scarf, then he won't have as much bulk, so coming in on 2 or 3 Leaf Storms isn't going to be reliable for him anyway, which is really nice for us. Wow, that was a mouthful for just 3 Pokemon, it feels like. Next up we've got Salamence, which we're rocking a Jolly Nature, enough speed to outpace Landorus Therian with max HP, and 72 special defense EVs, which allows us to potentially avoid a 2-hit KO from Volcarona's +1 unboosted, well, unboosted in terms of items, but +1 Fire Blast. Definitely avoid a 3-hit KO from Flamethrower though, which is really nice. Well, rocking the Flanium Z. Z moves really nice here in this match with Dragon Dance, Fly, and Dragon Claw, and Roost for longevity. We can switch in on Volcarona, but this is not a Volcarona chick. Do not think that. And like I said, not only does this thing outpace Landers, it outpaces Rotom. So if Rotom is Choice Scarf, after Dragon Dance, we will outpace that. And we can get some nice chip on things like Uxie, Tapu Fini. It really opens up holes for Mega Lopunny. Next up, we've got a Rocky Helmet, max HP, max defense Milotic with the Marvel Scale. Was hoping that somehow I could get burned or paralyzed. Decided to go Marvel Scale, even with the Rocky Helmet here. It's really nice to get some chip damage off on Choice Scarf Landers if it goes for U-turn. And obviously the Mega Kangaskhan, taking 2 rounds of Rocky Helmet every time it attacks with a physical type attack. And do have enough bulk to take it on somewhat. And I've got the Scald, pretty self-explanatory why I have that. Ice Beam for the Landers, I want to be able to one-shot it at all times, and Scald may not be able to do that. And it gets me a little bit of chip versus the Ferrothorn. And last but not least, we have Dragon Pulse and Recover. Dragon Pulse for the Kyurem, I don't want it to try to pressure stall me, so I definitely wanted to pack some kind of coverage for it. Last but not least, we have Oricorio, our boy Curbs here with the leftovers item, the Dancer ability, because Volcarona, if it goes for Quiver Dance, I will steal its boost or copy its boost and blow it back with a Revelation Dance or a Hurricane. My Revelation Dance is a 90 base power special attacking fire type move, and I've got Roost and Defog. So I can switch in on his Rockers and Defog pretty comfortably. Well, not super comfortably, because Landers could have Stone Edge, and I guess Seismitoad could cover water coverage. Don't expect Seismitoad, either Landers or Ferrothorn, or even Uxie as a Stealth Rocker, probably. And then, yeah, like I said, Roost for longevity, Defog to get rid of rocks, running enough speed to outpace Landers, and we've got the max HP, so that we can take hits from Volcarona pretty much all day. So yeah, that's the squad, and we can go ahead and hop into the replay and see what's going to happen now. Alright, so here we're with the replay, and my opponent has chosen to bring the Kyurem, Rotom, Ghost, Landers, Therian, Tapu Fini, Volcarona, and the Mega Kangaskhan. So very, very threatening squad here. He's only got Landers, Therian as a potential Stealth Rocker, so I know it's at least got Stealth Rocks, or he doesn't have Rocks, which either way is good for me because I do have Oricorio, which is 4 times weakness to Rocks, and was always going to have to hard switch in and Defog before trying to come in on any kind of attacks. So, Superior's got Hidden Power Fire, which is useless in this game. Would have much rather had Hidden Power Rock now, as it hits the Kyurem and the Volcarona. It was a huge decision, and I now regret it. Especially since I covered Hidden Power Rock and Flamethrower, as well as Oricorio. Hidden Power Rock and Flamethrower on Clefable, as well as Oricorio, and having Mega Lopunny. I could understand why he didn't bring Ferrothorn, so I definitely should have went for Hidden Power Rock on Superior. Either way, my only potential Stealth Rocker in this match is Clefable, so I expect him to kind of potentially counter lead it with something like Volcarona, but I do have the Life Orb Hidden Power Rock, and like I said, I've got Oricorio, so if he just wants to go straight for a Quiver Dance, which I could be unaware of Clefable, so he may not go for it, but in case he does, I could just switch into Oricorio anyway, and if he dances in front of me, I will take his dance, I will use his dance attack as well. So, I'm just going to lead off with Clefable, even though it's pretty obvious lead on my part, and he's going to lead off with the Kyurem, so this leads me to believe that he's probably Choppel, as Mega Lopunny would have otherwise been a fantastic lead versus him. So maybe he wanted to lure me with a Choppel set and blow me back with a Draco. But yeah, I am able to lead with my Clefable here. I am going to break his sub with Moonblast, Life Orb Moonblast there. He does not know I'm Life Orb because of my Magic Guard, so he may think he could survive a Moonblast and 2-hit KO me. But I am able to knock him out there with the Moonblast. And he brings in the Mega Kangaskhan, and at half here, he's going to be able to easily knock me out. So I'm just going to hard switch into my melodic, and he's going to take 2 rounds of stealth rock, or excuse me, rocky helmet, excuse me. Sorry about that. And I'm going to be able to recover up as he does bring in his Rotom. So Rotom gives him a couple different options. He could Volt Switch, he could Shadow Ball. It's most likely that he will Volt Switch because I do have a Water type in, and I have no ground immunity. So what I'm going to do is go into my SERP. If he Volt Switches out, it's not the end of the world, but he does Volt Switch out. He's able to bring in his Landers here. I'm going to assume this thing is Choice Scarf because otherwise I'm not sure why you would bring it in. And predicting his U-turn, I do just go out into my Clefable here. And I'm not going to let him knock me out here, and I'm not going to reveal Hidden Power Rock yet. I'm just going to go hard into my Oricorio in case he goes for a Quiver Dance. However, he just goes for Fiery Dance, and I'm just going to use that against him as well. Get the +1 special attack, 2, which is really nice. And now he hard switches into his Rotom on my Hurricane, which almost does half and gets the Confusion. But I'm going to play as if I did not get the Confusion, and I'm going to switch out as my opponent unfortunately hits himself in Confusion there. Very, very unfortunate for him. And he's going to switch into his Mega Kangaskhan here as I go into my Superior. And fire off a Leaf Storm as he hard switches into his Kang there. And I'm not going to be able to 2-hit KO him, so I'm just going to hard switch out to my Melodic as he actually reveals Wish. So I could have actually just started spamming Leaf Storm and potentially won, even though he's got the Volcarona. Wasn't able to do that though. He scared me out. I went into the Milotic, he got his Wish back, and now he's basically back at full. However, I switch into my SERP on his Tapu Fini, and he goes for the Nature's Madness, which forces me to click Synthesis. Now I'm going to click Sub, expecting him to maybe Wish up or double into the Volcarona. And now I get this Leaf Storm +2 special attack. He gets the Ice Punch, breaks my Sub. He gets a little extra chip there with the little baby Mon. And I get a second Leaf Storm off here. Goes for the return, but actually barely doing half to me. And I'm going to be able to pick him off with a third Leaf Storm at +3 there. Finally able to net the knockout, and he goes into his Rotom, and I know he's got to go for the Shadow Ball because Thunderbolt does not knock me out, obviously, and Shadow Ball was actually a roll. He had to get a high roll to knock me out. So I think his lowest roll was would have knocked me out there, but he had to click Shadow Ball. And I can just go into Mega Lopunny here, predicting that, and fire off a pretty safe return as my opponent just switches into the Tapu Fini and takes almost 40%. So that's really nice damage there. Eventually, I will be able to chip that thing down. And here my opponent goes for the Moonblast as I switch into my Clefable, and he goes straight for the second Moonblast. So that's a really fair play there, not allowing Clefable to potentially recover up or anything like that. And I bring in SERP here, going to easily be able to throw off a Leaf Storm as he switches into his Landorus. But I know he's Choice Scarf, so I'm not going to allow him to just click U-turn versus me. I'm going to go out into my Mints here and get some more chip damage on this Tapu Fini as he brings it in. He does double out as I'm going to Dragon Dance. And the reason I Dragon Dance was because I know I lived a Moonblast because I'm very, very bulky. And at neutral, Super Side Strike, even without attack investment, is able to knock out the Landorus Therian, and now he brings in his Fini. And I'm just going to spam Fly as he spams Moonblast. I'm going to spam Fly again, and what I'm doing is just chipping this thing down. I don't need Salamence anymore, and chipping Tapu Fini down is the best case scenario for my Mega Lopunny. And what I can do now is bring back in my Superior and just fire off a Leaf Storm. He can only switch in Volcarona, and eventually he won't have any more switch-ins. He can never set up with Volcarona thanks to my Oricorio. And yeah, I'm just in a fantastic position here. Can freely fire off Hurricanes. I could fire off Revelation Dance as well. But I want to go ahead and get rid of this Volcarona. And I start to miss my Hurricanes here, so that's a little bit unfortunate. And he is going to get a special defense drop here, but thankfully he has not revealed any kind of coverage that actually scares me, even with the special defense drop. So I'm just going to roost up here, take the opportunity to roost up, and my opponent actually roosts up as well, and going to get knocked out here. as he does crit me with the Bug Buzz before I do knock him out. Revelation Dance, not risking Hurricane. Not risking Hurricane once again. Go straight for the Revelation Dance. Able to knock him out there. And no reason to save this thing. It loses to Rotom, loses to Tapu Fini. So I'm just going to go out, stack that thing off, go out into my Superior. And in case I missed Leaf Storm, I wanted a couple chances at it. So I synthesized up first, and he did get a crit. So thank goodness I synthesized up there. Perhaps he could have dodged a Leaf Storm and 2-hit KO me. But yeah, now Serp pretty much just cleans the game. Fantastic. I could have maybe came in with Mega Lopunny and cleaned the game up as well, but didn't want to risk anything. Serp was 100% going to survive Thunderbolts, and at least he would have to sack off the Tapu Fini at the very least to bring back in the Rotom to pick up just one kill anyway, because then Mega Lopunny would be immune to the Shadow Ball. And if he goes for Thunderbolt, then Serp's going to win anyway. So kind of put him in a checkmate position there. Really, really fun game, and another one that lasted over 40 turns. Really, really fantastic. But yeah, it's going to be it. Let me know what you guys thought about the prep and the plays on both sides of the field. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.